Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be planting some first early potatoes. Today is the 23rd of March, so it's sort of about the right time for us to start getting these into the ground. You can plant them a little bit earlier than what I've done, but the weather we've had over the last month and late winter and early spring it's been quite wet, and you don't want to be putting your potatoes into the ground when it's completely sodden. Otherwise they will just risk completely rotting and not growing at all. This is an issue I had last year with my first earlies, so I've lived and I've learned. So yeah, today we're going to be planting them. So yeah, let's go have a look at the potatoes. Here they are. Variety we've got are Charlotte potatoes, and like I said, they've been chitting away in the shed in a dark space for about a month, which has just resulted in some fantastic looking sprouts coming out the top of these, which will, the chitting process basically just gives the potatoes a bit of a head start. If you've not chitted them, that's fine. If you say bought them in a bag today, you can put them in the ground straight away without any of these little nubbins coming out. That's totally fine. It's just it gives them a little head start, and like I say, I bought them about a month ago, so I've not had anything else to do with them. So yeah, let's get them out there and start digging. So this is the bed where we're going to put the potatoes. I've raked it over already, and the soil's looking quite nice, quite healthier, dry as well, which is pretty essential. Otherwise, like I said, there is the risk of it rotting. But yeah, the soil's looking good. I've got I think it's called a mattock or a matlock or whatever that's called. It's basically a potato trench digger that I'm gonna dig 2 trenches with. One sort of there, going up there, and then one there, going up there. So let me get digging. Right, so I've dug 2 trenches. I've done them at 90 centimetres apart between the 2 trenches, so there's enough space for the potatoes to come out and grow. In terms of the depth, I've done them about 20 centimetres, so about 9 inches or 8 inches deep. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is plant the individual potato with the sprout facing upwards. So the sprout sort of, aiming for the sky, so that's where it's going to grow out. And then the intervals, I'm going to do 45 centimetres between each potato. This is just to make sure that as the potato grows and as more tubers get sent out and more potatoes eventually start growing off those tubers, there's enough space for each individual plant. You can grow them up, I think, to about 6, or you can space them about 60 centimetres. That will give you a bigger crop on each plant as well. So the smaller the interval, the smaller the crop on each plant, but you can get more plants. The bigger the interval, the higher the crop on each individual plant. So if you say got a smaller number of potatoes that you're going to plant, you can space them out further, which will give you a greater crop on each plant, basically. So yeah, let's get sowing. So here we go. Take the first one in. Little sprout. Have that one facing upwards there, and then, like I said, about 45 or so centimetres apart. There's loads of sprouts in this one, so let's just do it from that one there. There we go. So I'll probably get about maybe 10 in each row, so 20 plants total, which will give us loads and loads of first earlies. So yeah, let's get going. Right, there we go, guys. So plan is now just to cover them up. 9 inches deep they are. Cover them up with the soil that I've just dug out, and yeah, put some row markers in and we're good to go. We've got the row markers here. Always date label these so you sort of have a rough idea of when you planted them, and also sort of lets you know if after maybe a month or so you can't see anything sprouting up, you might have issues. So it's always good to have these labelled. So I'm just going to whack these in here. there we go, guys. Let's go back to the shed. Now the potatoes are in the ground. I'm probably going to water them only when the soil feels dry at the top. Otherwise, I don't want them just sitting in sort of stagnant, wet soil, because like I said, that's really going to up the chance of the potatoes rotting, which is obviously what we don't want. Quick one on fertilizer and compost that I put in there. So all the stuff that's on the beds and the potato bed that I've just planted is from compost generated in the compost heap back there. Potatoes, they are hungry plants, so I always at the start of each season top the beds with about an inch of compost from the compost heap, and then I try to use as best as I can the no dig method. So that basically just involves, in sort of the autumn winter time, putting a layer of compost over the top, about an inch like I said, and just letting it. I don't dig it in or anything like that. So that's exactly what I've done with that bed that we've just seen there. And yeah, we should hopefully see sort of green sprouts potatoes coming up in a few weeks, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, is when hopefully we'll see something happening. And yeah, that is the planting of the first early potatoes. We'll do the main crop potatoes in probably middle of May time. And yeah, that's when we'll get the main crop in. And in terms of what I do when I harvest the new potatoes, once I've dug them all up, I then follow the potato bed. Once it's all dug up and finished, I then put leeks in after the potatoes. So yeah, that's the general rotation that I have with my potatoes each year. I go potatoes, then leeks. So I hope that was helpful and it was interesting and it was just good to look at. Yeah, thank you for watching. Cheers. See you soon. Bye. Like, comment, subscribe.